another Shero, another cause. Plus, I want to chat about America. So stay tuned to Shero Coffee Chat.
Air Assault! Hello, friends, and welcome to Shero Coffee Chat. We hope you've had a great week, and thank you for joining us today. We've got a full cup ahead, so grab your Shero coffee, because we're taking a spin around the Shero resource table. Plus, we've got your chat, tip, and guest of the week. Let's give a big shout out to our host, Makissa Farmer-Hill, Army Combat Veteran, host of Shero Coffee Chat, and founder of the Shero Coffee Club, where we keep the world caffeinated and women veterans celebrated. And now, reporting for duty and ready to lead the conversation, Makissa Farmer-Hill.
Air Assault! Welcome to Shero Coffee Chat, where we want to connect with you. We want to have a conversation with you. We want you to come up with your what's next for me. And I am your host, Makissa Farmer-Hill, Army retired veteran. Yes, it feels good to be retired. But am I retired? No. I think what they said, I am rewired, because I'm not just, basking in the enjoyment of retirement. I'm working. That's just my nature. That's just what I do. But I'm so glad that you have chosen to be here with us on July 5th today at Shero Coffee Chat. And you know I have an ask. Do you know what that ask is? We want to keep spreading this content. We want you to like, we want you to share, we want you to subscribe to the channel, especially if you like us. And it doesn't take much. If you're watching now, why don't you do that? Like, share, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Well, we're going to dive right in. Wait. Check out my shirt. USA 250. Do you know anyone that's 250 years old? Well, you do now. America. You know why I love America? We're the same zodiac sign. Yes. America is a Cancer, under the zodiac sign of Cancer. Yes. So am I. June 22nd, July 4th. Hey. All right, we're going to get right into it. As you know, you guys, I have been talking about one mission, many causes. Our Shero Coffee ambassadors and our Shero Tea champions are really doing their thing. Last week we had Amanda come on, we had Christy come on, and today we are honored to bring you another Shero. But here's the thing, she came on the show last year. The only difference is she wasn't an ambassador then. I think I invited her to be an ambassador. She wasn't an ambassador then, but she is now. So let me just share with you her one mission, many causes. Team Makissa supports My Seester Inc. And what do? They empower women veterans through connection, mentoring, and personal growth. And we have her here today. So let's not waste any more time. Let's bring her on. Miss Makissa Lewis.
Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Hey, Makissa, it's so good to have you back. It's so good that you're participating in Shero Coffee Club's One Mission, Many Causes, to support something you believe in. And I know if they watched the show before last time you were on, they might know a little bit about it, but today I really want to get into it. So for those who don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi everyone. My name is Makissa Lewis. I'm a combat disabled female veteran. I was born in Jamaica, so I consider myself a Jamaican for life because, hey, I was born there. Um, I also am the founder of the nonprofit, My Seester, that helps female veterans of South Florida empower them with sisterhood. I'm very big on female veteran pod. So that's about me in a nutshell.
All right. So let's talk about My Sister. What inspired you to create the organization in the first place?
Well, what inspired me was social media, actually. When I came back from Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2004, I found that there was nothing for me. I did not know where to go, and there was no one telling me, but social media had it. There was a lot of female veterans that were guiding me and helping me. So from that, I decided I wanted to put it in person, not just on social media. I wanted to put it on in person to help other female veterans who felt like myself.
It's interesting that you say, you know, you found it because there is, you guys, there's so many groups and organizations in support of women veterans
Hmm.
on social media. I think that's good, and I think it's very inspiring that what you wanted to do was to bring it, hone it in a little bit, and
Yes,
create something within your area, because that's important too. Because we can always, I mean, thank God for the internet. We can communicate, we can spread our messages and things like that. But to me, there's nothing like that one-on-one human contact that you get. There's nothing like supporting a sister who doesn't know how to navigate her way around the VA and just being there. You know, I'm in, well, right now I'm in Orlando, but when, you know, I'm in Chicago, you're in Miami area. So it could be challenging, but
yes.
thank God for the internet. But even more so, thank God for your idea to just bring it in a little closer so we can have that on one connection. Now, tell me, what is like a challenge that women veterans face that My Sister solves?
One of the challenges, I guess, is to feel good that you are a female veteran. And we solve that either through the Retina Project, which is basically just using art, whether it's in a writing form, or just doing pictures, or even maybe creating coasters. They did that at one of the events. And that way you can start talking about your experience and feeling valued that you did experience the military. So that's one of the values that My Sister tries to bring forth is that you served well, and you are a female veteran.
And I think that's why we connect, because feeling valued after the military is so important. And you know, nothing right now, I'm just going to specifically talk about women, because you go through that, like I went through that thing, and that's what inspired me to start Shero Coffee Club, where you just lose, I lost, you know, identity, you lose value, you lose a lot of things. And that's because for me, I think I had wrapped who I am as a person, I wrapped that up so much
Hmm.
in the position of being in the military that when it was gone, I didn't know where to turn to. But a lot of women, you know, they feel that way for a lot of different reasons, not just mine. So I think that's just incredible what you're doing. Um, Give me a story about how you supported women. How you support? You have anything that comes to mind, like anything in particular that you're most proud of?
One of the, I don't necessarily, coming out. Um, I guess one of my most I'm happy about is when I have like I had an event and I hosted it, and then I had different vendors come out, and I had an author. come out, and she
Mm-hmm.
was sharing her stories, and she was able from there, we took there from that meeting, from the meet and greet, from there selling her book to want to share. And then she did writing prompts and everything. And I'm proud of that because that's kind of what I'm trying to do. A person in the community you might not know, hey,
Right.
she's an author, and then she can use her talents for writing to help others.
Right.
And to me, that was a wonderful moment. I have others too, but I don't like
Mm-hmm.
talking about
Yeah.
other female
I
veterans without getting their
I
permission. So
absolutely,
I will use
absolutely. I
that one
understand
because
that. No,
so
that's
I'm sorry for
fine.
the vagueness of that.
No, it's fine, and I totally understand, and I totally respect that. Why do you think it's so important that women veterans share their story?
Well, one is meaningful. No one knows our story better than we do. Sadly, right now, the story of the female veteran tends not to be written by us, not to be said by us. It tends to be overlooked. Um, um, I went to an event and a lot of people didn't know that June 12th was Women Veterans Day
Mm-hmm.
because they don't talk about it. Oh, we have Veterans Day, but we get overlooked then. Even with this 250 years of the United States,
Mm-hmm.
the part that women played in it gets ignored. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
they were just the nurses. You were just bringing food. No, they were also scouts. They were spies.
Mm-hmm.
They were
Mm-hmm.
serving too from the beginning. So we need to tell those stories so they can remember.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All of those stories, including yours, Makissa.
Thank you. I
They
appreciate that.
they are important, and like I've heard a lot. You know, a lot of women don't want to use that title, veteran. You
Hmm.
know, because they don't feel, or I don't know if it's just that they don't feel like they're a veteran, or they're not getting the support that they need to, they're not embraced, you know, as a veteran after service. So what would you tell a woman who's feeling like she's not embraced? What would you, where would you guide her?
And I guess that's one of the things I'm proud of. That's where my sister comes in. Sadly, we're needed because of it, but we fill that gap. So I'll tell her, you did serve, and there are resources that are available to you. Because that's the thing. By having that title, you are opening up so many resources to you. And
Yeah.
this can help you and help your family be better. Because once
Hmm.
you say you're a veteran, then you open up to the VA home loan. You can't get the
Yeah.
VA home loan if you don't say you're a veteran in the first place,
Hmm.
or you could go back to school. So by owning up to that veteran status, you open yourself up to a lot of opportunities.
Hmm.
Also, conversation. Even if you choose not to ever own up to that veteran status, I see you as a veteran. So when I'm
Hmm.
talking to you, I'm talking to a fellow veteran. And
Hmm.
until that time you feel well enough to say, hey, I'm a female veteran, I'll be there with you. You're still
Hmm.
going to be my battle.
Right. And you know, it's so I'm glad you said that, because I want you to tell them what we talked about before we got on, and what is one of the things you task yourself to do as the founder of My Seester, uh, to do for women veterans on the 4th of July.
Oh, see, she let it right there. Um, well, there's a couple of things that I do. So, for those who know me, and I don't do much on social media because some things you have to do in person.
Hmm.
So I make sure I let people know that people ask me what you're doing for 4th of July. I'm going to sleep. Oh, really? And I was like, yes, because of the fireworks. So I even try to gauge the conversation so people are aware that fireworks mean different things for a person who's been in combat.
Hmm.
So that's one of the first things I do. So even prior to the 4th of July, if you know me, you know about the 4th of July and that fireworks is not the same for everybody. That's the first thing. On the 4th of July, prior to it getting really heavy with the whole fireworks and everything, I try to contact people in my list who I call battles. And for people who serve, they understand the term battles and see if they're okay. I check in on them, make sure they have a plan, make sure they have someone to talk to, because The fireworks mean something different for us. Especially for me, I find those who actually been into combat, those fireworks, we know what is the end of it. We see the end of it. We don't see, oh, the lights and everything. We know if it hits its target, yeah, that's destruction.
Yeah.
So I do that. I have yet to do this because I'm on the call with you. But after I get off the call with you, I have to check on those same people who I contacted to see if they're okay. It just so happens it's also Sunday. So a lot of them probably are going to church. But I'll just send a quick text to say, hey, how did you fare? Because it's not good enough to give people the education on the front end. You also have to go back. And I find that's one of the reasons why My Seester is so important, because we take that time. You're not going to get that on social media. People go for the highlight reel, and then after the highlight reel is over, you don't check in. So I will be checking in after this. After this, I will be doing that.
And I think that is like one of the most important things you do. It's not only making the call to make sure they feel okay, make sure they know that you're there, make sure that they know they can just reach out to you if they need to. But it's what you said just now. It's the follow up. It's the follow up. Now that I've done that, let me really check to make sure things are still the same. You didn't experience anything, because a lot of people don't understand. And it was like I was telling you, I didn't even realize that every time fireworks go off, I was jumping. I did not even realize that.
Right.
And so what you do, and that's why it's so important to check on people. And I'm so glad you do that through My Seester. Now I wanna kind of switch gears. I want to kind of switch gears because I read that you have a new title.
Yes.
And that, let me give you that. I'm going to give you the full title. Is it okay if I give them the full title?
Feel free.
All right. You are now the director of the Florida region for Sister of New Pre-Apprenticeship of South Florida. Oh, you know what? You know what that deserves?
Oh, man. Thank you.
Touch on that, and then we'll get back to My Seester. But that is definitely worth talking about. Can you just tell us what you can about the new position?
Okay, thank you. First off, it is related to My Seester because it's trying for female empowerment. It's a woman-led organization. Well, we have men who are in the organization, but it's founded by a woman who is passionate about making women be seen. So it was a perfect fit. And in that organization, since it's with the United Nations, we were trying to make inroads and trying to empower women in these jobs that are typically, sadly, seen for men, like carpentry, roofing. And I thought that was so kismet. So I'm hoping once I'm able to talk more about what are we planning to do to discuss it further. But the biggest thing is to make sure females in carpentry, roofing, painting, those fields that are needed, especially in South Florida, since they're always building stuff, that they're seen, that they have a voice, and they can get those jobs. Because once you get those jobs, you can be self-sufficient. And once you're self-sufficient, you can go ahead and not only help yourself, but help your community. It's like, it's just a beautiful thing. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Again, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, so we're going to move right into our what we call rapid fire questions. Okay. So you should just be able to kind of off the cuff kind of answer these. And then after that, I'm going to give you the opportunity to say whatever's on your mind. You guys, don't forget, I just want to show them one thing. Don't forget, it's Team Makissa. You've learned more about My Seester Inc. You know what they do, empowering women veterans through connection, mentoring, and personal growth. You know a little bit more about Makissa now, and you know a little bit about her new title as well. But yes, all you have to do is go to sherocoffee.com, shop when you make your selections, and when you get ready to check out, make sure you select Team Makissa, because a portion of those funds will go to My Seester Inc. All right. I just wanted to let them know that. All right. Rapid fire questions. Rapid fire questions. All right. Early bird or late night owl?
I'm a late night owl. Actually, I didn't even barely sleep, but I forced myself to. But
All
I'm a
right.
functioning early bird. But late night owl, but I prefer to work late night.
All right. Beach or mountains?
Beach. I love the
Of
water.
and you're from Jamaica.
Right.
All right. What's your favorite place you've ever visited?
New Orleans. I love the culture. I love the history.
Okay. Give me one word that describes Makissa.
Intense.
That's
Yes.
a good one. That's a okay. If you could meet anyone in the world, who would it be? Dead or alive?
Oh man, Harriet Tubman. I find she was so powerful, but what caused her to be? She kept on going back. So I
Yeah.
wanted, like, wow, yeah,
Yeah. Wonderful.
Harriet Tubman.
And then the last thing, what's one thing that makes you smile?
Actually, these conversations, talking to a fellow female veteran, because it's so rare that you get to have these conversations. So yeah, these conversations. I love this.
That is true. That's awesome. Okay, that was the rapid fire. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull myself out the screen. I want you to speak to the audience. Let me just let them know one more time. Don't forget, one mission, many causes. Team Makissa supports My Sister Inc., empowering women veterans through connection, mentoring, and growth. You guys, shop Team Makissa. When you check out, just pick Team Makissa if you want to support her cause. All right, I'm pulling myself out, and the platform is yours.
Hi everyone. Again, this is Makissa. I'm the founder of My Sister Incorporated. I would appreciate if you go to shop Team Makissa because all the proceeds, and I mean all the proceeds, go to continuing the mission of female empowerment, female veteran empowerment, so we get to be seen. I operate out of South Florida, so if you ever see me, just say hi. I tend out and about. I have the shirt. You can follow me on social media and reach out. Like I said, after this call, you more than likely would see me contacting or on social media checking in. Because, hey, yesterday was the 4th of July, and I really want to make sure my battles are okay. And in a way, it's helping me be okay because it's a give and take. So that's all I got for you. I don't have much.
That was enough, Makissa. I just want to say thank you again for just accepting the responsibility of being a Shero Coffee Club ambassador. I love your one word that it describes you, your intent. And the thing about you is you're not just intense, just with anything. You're intense. Your intensity is on purpose. You understand what I'm saying? If you talk
Yes.
about a female veteran, you're intense about that. If you talk about politics, you're intense about that. And so your intensity is guided. You definitely have purpose. I think you will do great as the director in that organization that you are working with. I think my sister is going to do some amazing things. But let me ask you, in 5 years, how do you want to see My Sister Inc.?
In 5 years, I would hope to see us doing more programming. I hope to everyone understands when they're saying "I see you," and more female veterans will be seen, so they don't feel invisible. That's where I hope to us to be in 5 years.
Awesome. Well, Makissa, thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate that. You guys stick around because I'm going to chat about what kind of nation do we want to leave behind next. Ladies and gentlemen, Makissa Lewis, My Sister Inc. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye bye.
Bye. All right. It's just me and you now, guys. And like I said, I want to talk about America just had a birthday. America just turned 250 years old yesterday. How incredible, right? So for 250 years, you guys, we've definitely have experienced some of humanity's greatest triumphs, right? We can say that. And some of its deepest failures, right? We can say that as well. America, like anything else, it's not perfect. No country is perfect. Uh, Ours includes freedom, but it also includes a history of slavery. It's courage, but there's also injustice, and we can't change our history, but we can learn from it. I honestly believe that we can learn from it. And since we're here, you're here in America, right? You're here in the United States of America. What we might as well do is focus in on it. All right, let me change some of these. There you go. We might as well focus in on it in an effort to improve it. And so I want to talk about what kind of a nation do we leave behind? And this is it's not just for our children or our grandchildren, but for every generation that comes after us. And now I know a lot of people believe that, it starts in Washington. Absolutely not. I don't believe that. I do not believe that. I think it starts with us. And by us, I mean you watching, me, our communities, our family, we, the people. That's who I believe it starts with. The future of this country, it definitely won't be decided by the people who we elect. That's not the only decision makers in this country. And it's gonna, to me, be shaped by the way we live and how we lead and the values that we choose to pass on to our children, right? The values that we are going to pass on to our children. If we want the next 250 years to be stronger than the last, I believe there are four things, you guys, that we need more of. And that's what I want to kind of point out today. This is the first. Now, let's just be honest for a minute, right? You turn on the television and you can watch Congress, right? And so many times you see our own leaders, the leaders of our nation, the people we put into office, they're talking over one another. They're trading insults. They're just doing the most. They're doing the most. Um, and they're treating each other like enemies because of ideology. Isn't that? And we do it too. We do it here out in the streets as well. But we need respect, and it's like I said, it's not only happening in Washington. We see it every day here. Road rage, right? A road rage can turn deadly because you're mad because they cut you off or whatever you want to say. Arguments that end with someone pulling out a gun on somebody else. Children are being bullied. Maybe adults are being bullied. Employees are cursed out simply for doing their job, especially like in customer service. Man. And then I just read this morning about, like a daycare worker was accused of like aggravated battery or something over like for constantly hitting a child. Come on. Come on. These things aren't isolated stories. They're warning signs, you guys, warning signs that too many of us have forgotten how to handle disagreement, disappointment, and anger. I was thinking about conflict resolution. As you know, that's something, we had classes in the military. Conflict resolution is definitely something people need to start seeking out outside of mental health. if you cannot control your anger, mental health is one of the things that you might need to talk to a therapist about. But these are warning signs. I like that song by Lauryn Hill where she says respect is just the minimum. So this is just the starting point, right? And then years before that, Aretha Franklin talked about RESPCT. Y'all know the song. I just felt like singing it. But yeah, respect. It's a different generation, but it's the same message. We don't have to agree on everything, and we never will, you guys. But if we've forgotten how to disagree without hating each other, which is bananas to me, we got bigger problems. We've got bigger problems. You know, respect is just strength under control. It's the pause. Like we say in Shero Coffee Club, coffee for the grind, tea for the pause. Respect is that pause. It's that internal, having strength internally and having everything be under control. So it's strength under control. And it starts with the words we choose, right? Your words, well, it starts with a thought. Then that thought turns into a feeling, and then it's your words, and then it's your actions, and then it's your reactions, right? All of that counts. So if we want a more respectful nation, it has to begin with us, we the people. Respect can change everything. All right. And I know, I hear it. I hear it because I hear it in my head. Respect goes both ways. Understood. But some people have lost their life because they felt someone else disrespected them. So you got to weigh and balance these things, right? But yes, if we want a more respectful nation, it definitely has to start with respect. Now, responsibility. So freedom, because we can do things here that a lot of countries can't. Let's just be honest. People risk their lives to come here for the freedom and the benefits that we have with living in this country. Um, Freedom is just one of the greatest gifts that we've ever been given, but it never has meant that we don't, you know, it doesn't mean that we're doing whatever we want, right? Because we have to live together. That's why when I think of, order, I think of the stoplight. Imagine if we had no stoplights here in America. In America, no stop signs. Uh, can you imagine what that traffic would look like? Can you just imagine what that traffic would look like? But freedom comes with responsibility. So I know, like this weekend, many of us enjoyed cookouts. They had fireworks, family and friends over, and there's nothing wrong with celebrating, but don't forget why we celebrate. And people may have many different reasons why they celebrate, but 56 men signed the Declaration of Independence knowing that it could cost them everything, their independence from Britain. So the forefathers of this country did that. Now, did they have me in mind? Absolutely not. I'm here though. And history shows and history shows that, now I have a vote in this too. And so that's a beautiful thing. But we have to understand that freedom is not free. Somebody's always paying the price. Someone is always paying the price. Uh, so here's the question. What are we willing to do to keep it? And then, a lot of people ask, what are you willing to die for? Well, my question is, what are you willing to live for? What are you willing to live for? Living for freedom means just keeping your word, raising your children. This the easy stuff. Well, raising your children, I said the easy stuff, right? Raising your children with character. serving our communities. It's a number of things. It's voting, mentoring, being a good friend, being a good sister. It's being informed, staying informed, looking out for neighbors. It's asking ourselves, am I making my corner of America better? Just a little square space that you reside in. See, a lot of us want to hide. We don't want that responsibility, but that's okay too, because you live in America. But what I'm saying, if we want to move forward with this nation, we have to take responsibility, right? Because strong nations aren't built by people waiting for someone else to fix things. You know that. You already know that, just within your own life. No one's going to fix it for you. No one's going to save you. A lot of the things you've had to do it on your own. And then of course, people the right people came into the picture to help you excel. But yeah, the ordinary people just like you and I, who decide to do their part, um, is what responsibility is all about. And so, yes, responsibility, because freedom is a gift. All right, what is next? Let me see. Hope. Hope is the next thing. After everything we said, you might be wondering if I still have hope. You know I do. You know me. You know I do. Every single day I see people, kindness over bitterness. We just talked to Makissa. Makissa just talked about how she called her battles yesterday, and when her interview was over, she was going to call them again. I see teachers sacrificing, buying supplies, using their own money to come out of their paycheck. So the hope is there. First responders, running toward danger while everyone else runs away. Or, the one famous thing we do, right? The one famous thing we do, record it so we could be the first to put it up. Yeah. But, you know, I see so many people within my circle doing so many amazing things. What's your circle looking like? Are you building hope, or do you have hope to build a better tomorrow? And these stories, you guys, these stories don't always make the evening news. That's one of the reasons why I like Shero Coffee Chat. I enjoy hosting Shero Coffee Chat, is because we talk about things that absolutely wouldn't make the evening news. We talk about things that is not necessarily entertaining, but we talk about things that are important, because hope is important. And it's not just, pretending something is wrong. Something isn't wrong. It's not being fake. It's looking at what's wrong and deciding to do something about it. And every generation has their challenges, and every generation has their opportunity. And that opportunity is to leave things better than they found them. I think that's my one guiding principle. And I think it's part of being a warrant officer in the United States Army. I think it was to take a look at what's going on and how can you make it better, whether it be more efficient, whether it be just the environment, whether it be camaraderie. Leave everything you're a part of better than you found it. To me, and it's just my personal opinion, like, what's the point? What's the point if you don't do that? All right. And the last thing is, God got to be in it. I don't know about all you others. I'm for this. I'm talking faith, and for me, as a believer, I put my faith in God. I was just I had a conversation yesterday. Let me find Valerie. Shout out to Valerie. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it because I want to share this. Um, she always sends these wonderful, wonderful messages, and yesterday she sent me on the 4th of July, wherever the spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And I often think, and everyone doesn't think like this. Um, I was questioning freedom yesterday. I'm like, am I really free? I have opportunity right now. I'm in Orlando, enjoying myself. But I was just trying to grasp at the true meaning of freedom. And guess what she told me? Hold on. First, she said, freedom ain't freedom if your mind's stuck in neutral. Yes. Thank you, Valerie, for that. Thank you. Freedom is not freedom if your mind is stuck in neutral. Yes. But then she hit me with this. Hold on. I can't. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. Oh, but then when I actually reread the scripture, and that's out of Second Corinthians 3 and 17, uh, and at the bottom of her post, it says, Dear Lord, I am free in you. And so I was like, that's where my freedom lies, in the Lord. And that literally, just getting that small little piece of information yesterday changed the way I see freedom. And that's why I think faith, especially for believers, is so important. And everything comes back to God. Somewhere along the way, we've become louder but not wiser. you know we're connected through technology, but there are a lot of people that feel so alone, which is another reason why I started Shero Coffee Club. I was that person that was feeling alone after my transition out of the military. uh you know we've filled our calendars but have not made time out to practice our faith, have not made time out to read our word. Our calendars are so full, but our souls are just empty, because you want to do everything, like I was telling Makissa, on purpose and intentionally. That's important. Your faith walk can make sure that you feel a sense of satisfaction in everything you do. Everything you do. And so, the answer is definitely not to argue over this faith thing. But I think before we because there's so many conversations about what's wrong with America, what's wrong with America. Maybe we should ask God, what do you want me to change in me? Because we've seen it. We've seen it all around the world. One person can make a change that ignites the world, set the world on fire to do great things. And I'm just asking you to start in your little square box. I'm going to start in my little square box. And faith reminds us, to love our neighbors. Got to do more of that. Do you even know your neighbors? That's a deep question. Because most of us that live in America, I do this, I do that, I do this. And a lot of times we don't explore outside of that box. And your neighbor is inside your box because they're either to the front, to the back, to the right, or to the left of you, right? And then the Bible says, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. And I know not everyone shares my faith, but I do respect that. But I can tell you, when I've reached the end of my own strength, and when you reach the end of your own strength, your faith can carry you through. And I believe America is definitely stronger when we make room for God again. Right? You know how they say make America great again? Let's make room for God again. Let's practice doing that. Let's practice doing that. And that's it. That is it. So we've got respect, responsibility, hope, and faith. And those are the four things that I think we need to keep America moving forward and prosperous for the next 250 years. Now, the technology is going to come, the different jobs are going, all of that stuff, it's going to happen regardless. But things like respect, responsibility, hope, and faith, that has to be innate with us. Yep. USA, 250 years old. That is definitely a milestone. Again, America's story is not a perfect one, and like I said, no country is perfect. But since we're here, we may as well improve it. And how do we do that? By improving ourselves. Even, a lot of people say we don't know how powerful we are. I'm open and I'm willing to find out. Let's just do that, right? So ask yourself, what kind of nation are we leaving behind? I welcome your comments. I welcome anything you want to say. Again, I love these conversations. This is one of the favorite parts of my Sunday, and I'm gonna leave you with that. If each of us chooses to respect each other over contempt, if we just practice responsibility over excuses, and then if we have hope over fear, and then faith over despair, guess what? I know the next 250 years will just be incredibly amazing. All right. History is still being written. Even right now, you're writing your own history. You're writing your own history. Right? And one day the future generations are going to read about us. Just like Makissa earlier said, Harriet Tubman. Yes. Beautiful. All right. May God bless you. May He continue to bless us as a people, us as a nation, us as a world. And as always, we got coffee for the grind. We've got tea for the pause. And we always want you to think about creating your next on Shero Coffee Chat. I just want to say thank you guys for just watching today. And I will see you next week.
Hey there, thank you so much for hanging out with us on this week's Shero Coffee Chat. Don't forget, smash that subscribe button so you never miss what's coming next. And hey, make sure your weekday begins with Shero Coffee, where we keep the world caffeinated and women veterans celebrated. You can visit us at sherocoffee.com. We'll see you next week right here on Shero Coffee Chat, and have a blessed week.